I'm in prime attained. Nobody taught me I was born this way. No silver spoon to feed a 401k.
Hey guys, how's it going? Alrighty, this is honestly minute or so after I got done with the other video. I'm going to go ahead and do an unboxing on this right now, so I can go ahead and just hit the ball rolling tomorrow and get this thing installed. These, if you can tell by the title, are Infinite Offroad Shadow Reaper 8-watt RGBW rock lights. And a little thing that I found out after I ordered from these guys is they're actually only about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me. They're in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, so they're practically local to me. So that's something I figured out after the fact, so that's kind of nice. Supporting not local, but regionally local company. So yeah, hopefully these are good. Which I'm pretty sure they are. Get a koozie, which is actually magnetic, which is kind of cool. Get a decal, obviously. And I got 8 RGBW, as you can tell by that RGB plus white, which is, some people call it RGB plus white. And there it is. And you can see the chips. There's 4 different diodes in each chip. You got the red, the blue, the green, and the white. So this is not like most rock lights. These are starting to come out and get popular, but not a lot of people have them yet. The traditional RGB rock lights just have red, blue, green, and the white is used but with a combination of the red, blue, and green. And they're usually only 3 watts. When you do that, which I have a set of RGBs that I bought a year ago, but I've never installed them yet. I haven't got a chance to install them yet. When you go to white, it uses the red, blue, and green to make a white, but then around the outside you have the red, blue, and green dispersed around the outside. It's not a pure white. These are pure white, and these are 8 watts. So, and there's 6 chips in each. And these things are massive compared to the other. It's about as big as my hood latch compared to the others, the more popular brands. But I got 8 of these. I got 3 of these. A 1, and you see there's 5 pins besides 4 pins like normal, and these are also a little bit bigger, quite a bit bigger. And I got 3 of these because you can get up to 10. Well, actually, you can get more than 10. But the only way to get 8 is to give you 3, and that leaves you where you can buy extras of these later on and get 10. Or you can buy even more extras and go up to, I think, 12. 12 might be the max that they supply, but you can obviously go more until you max out. There's a limitation to the actuator. I'm going to say actuator, to the module. But so yeah. So I don't remember how much cord. I think is there 12 feet of cord, 10 foot, 12 foot. I forget. There might be 12 foot of cord. And they also give you, I guess this is a 3-meter extension. I don't know off the top of my head. But there's 2 splitters. And here's the module. And this is a dual module. It's both Bluetooth, and it's not infrared. It's RF, so it's not IF or IR. It's RF. which means it's radio frequency, which also means a lot of the cheaper Halo kits and even Rocklight kits have a IR remote, which means you have to have a line of sight with a corresponding, it's basically an LED, but it's a diode. It's not a light emitting diode. It receives the signal that the infrared LED on the front of the remote puts out, and you have to have it like somewhere in the grill, and you have to do a direct line of sight in order to change your halos or your rock lights or anything like that. This is a radio frequency, so it works like more modern TV remotes, or at least satellite dish boxes. You don't have to be in a line of sight. You can click it over here, click it over there, up to a certain, I don't know how far away, but you don't have to have a line of sight. You can hide this box anywhere. You don't have anything displaying, going everywhere. You don't have to put the box near your grill so you can click it. So you have both the app and you have a remote. So if your phone dies, if the Bluetooth's acting up for some reason, you still got the backup. So, and that's it in the box. 8 light modules, a decal, koozie, I'm guessing a 3-meter extension, and 3 splitters so you can get 8. So yeah, that's just I need to make sure I can get all these plugged up, you know, before I start wiring everything together. You know, have a pair of needle nose pliers handy just in case. But yeah, and that's it for now. It's going to be overnight for me, but it's going to be seconds for y'all. I am going to start installing these. So yeah, I'll see you in a minute, but it will be tomorrow for me. Alright. Alright, so I'm going through a little bit of the planning stages. I'm thinking I'm going to mount the module right here on top of the ABS. It's just a quick and easy way to do it. And heck, if it's in the hood, I can put it sideways. But then get some wire, splice them to these, run it across the front, follow in these, attach it, and then take the connector. I'm probably gonna ride it down through the wheel well over here, and along the frame if I can find a good spot for it, and then run it straight down. And remember I said how long these things were? This is actually really good, because this is roughly my rear wheel well, and I have all of that goes up to the mirror. So and I still have extension pieces, well, one extension piece that it came with, and I ordered some extra extension pieces off Amazon that should be here Tuesday. So if I do need more length, I'll have 4 extra 3-meter links that I can use. I haven't exactly figured out if I'm going to put 1 in the wheel well, 2 in the center, and then 2 in the wheel well, 2 in the center, and then 2 in the front. Or if I'm going to put 1 in each wheel well, 1 in each center, and then 1 in the front and 1 in the back. I haven't 100% decided. I'm probably going to put 1 in each wheel well, 2 in the center, and then 1 in each front wheel well, and buy 2 extras later on and put 1 in the center of the back and then 1 in the center of the front. So that's probably what I'm going to do right now. Once I start getting the wires ran, I'm probably going to, before I permanently attach anything, I'll plug everything up and run it and see how the light output is, and see if I'm going to keep 2 in the center, or if I'm going to put 1 in the center on each side, and then 1 in the front and 1 in the rear. But yeah, let me start getting some of these wires ran, get stuff attached, and I'll be back. Alright, fast forward a couple of hours. most of the time, well, probably a little over an hour. Mostly looking for this stuff. I knew I bought some of this, both red and black, and I couldn't find it for the longest time. And then I was like, well, I don't have it over here. I don't think. I had a little roll of like, I don't know, 20 gauge, 18 gauge, and I was like, I'll use that. Even though the lines that come off of that are 16 gauge. I was like, well, copper versus aluminum, because I think that's aluminum wire. If not tinned copper. But then I finally looked in the back of the trail Jeep, and I found both the black and the red, because the last time I used it was wiring the light bar up on it. But anyway, most of my time was looking for wire. Mounted the box on top of my ABS module, put 2 pieces of double-sided 3M tape on it, and then use a zip tie. The negative is going here. There's a fender bolt right here that's part of this ABS bracket. Mounted it there. Here's the wire coming from the switch module. I just routed it along the main wiring loom for the switch box. I still got to retape these up. I actually moved the button that it's on. I put it on button 6 because button 1 and 2 both have the thicker terminal down here on the end. So I went ahead and moved the button to 6, and then I put the switch on 6. I don't have any wiring loom, so I won't be able to loom this up yet. But yeah, I got this all wired up, got it grounded. Here's the line, and now all I've got to do, I'm probably going to start with the rears, because those are going to be the ones that I need to figure out exactly where I'm going to put it, because that'll determine where my splitters and my wiring harnesses will be. I'll probably use the extension harness on this, and have the cables run down underneath, and then I'll connect everything underneath, probably the driver's side of the cab, and then run everything forward and everything back and everything over. So that'll give me enough room to do what I want to do. So now that that's done, took longer than expected, but that's usually how it always goes. Well, it'll take an hour, 8 hours later. What that nonsense. But let me start figuring out where I'm going to mount these. The hardest part is, or the longest part is going to be actually mounting these, figuring out how and where I'm going to mount them. Due to the bed liner and everything, I might be able to make an ankle bracket. I don't know. I'll have to make some brackets and figure out exactly how I'm going to mount it. I might have to mount it one way now, and they got some brackets, some 45-degree brackets, and I might have to end up using those later on. I might have to get some 45-degree brackets. So mount them one way now and then change it up later. But hardest ones are probably going to be the fender well. The ones on the frame, I'll probably just mount on the bottom of the frame. But then again, I don't necessarily want to mount it on the bottom of the frame. Especially because this frame's boxed. It's pretty much boxed all the way to the bed. I think because it's pretty much completely boxed in. So yeah, I'll have to figure something out. I'll be back when I start getting them mounted, which is gonna take a while. Alright, fast forward some time, and I finally got one mounted. It's in the rear wheel well. And you might be able to see some of the bed liner that I used on the holes that I drilled. Seems like the bed and the driver's side are going to be the easiest ones to mount, because I got direct access to the inside of the fenders. You can see a hole there and a hole there, hole there and a hole there. This is eventually going to be bed lined, so I'm not too worried about it. The whole bed's going to be bed lined. So just drilled 2 holes, tightened it down, and there's one of them. And put the other one on the same side, about the same spot, pretty much right above the axle. And then I'm probably going to move to the driver front, because the driver front I can mount. I don't know how well you can see. There's 2 bolts right there, right in the middle of the screen. I'm going to go forward of that. And if I go forward of that, I can get to the bolts right here. Passenger side is not going to be that easy, because I got the computer and the coolant tank right there. And that'd be a lot of work just to move that to put a light on. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to put this one. I might actually, I didn't notice that, I might put it right here. I'll put that right there. Now the coolant tank's on that side. So they might actually be on separate spots. Actually, I might be able to move the air box. There's a lot of wires right there. I might be able to take the air box out and put it right there on this side too. That'd be something I'm going to look at. Hardest ones to do are going to be the 2 I'm going to put in the center. Because, like I said, the frame is boxed. It's a box frame pretty much all the way. And I don't want to put it on the exact bottom of the frame, you know, for obvious reasons. I plan on lowering it, but even if I lower it, those parts shouldn't hit. But I might leave the centers off for now, maybe, and tomorrow go buy some angle iron, and then take the angle iron and weld the angle iron on the outside of the frame in 2 spots. Probably one in the middle of the door, and then one right before it starts curving up in the back. And then use the angle iron as where I'm going to bolt the lights to. Or I might be able to look around. I got plenty of steel here. I just don't have anything that's bent in an angle. So, don't know. And I'm definitely not drilling through the floorboard of the cab. That's just no. Yeah. So let me go ahead and I'll probably do the rear. I'll probably do the rear on the passenger side, and then figure out the front, mount those 2. That might be where I'll stop tonight. And might be where I'll stop tonight. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to be messing with it tomorrow, because I doubt I'm going to want to work on it when I get off. Anyway, let me go ahead and get these mounted. Let's see if I can get the rear 2 and the front 2 mounted, and I'll probably tape everything up, run the wires for the stuff that I have, tape everything up that's loose. And that might be where I'll stop tonight. And I'll probably go ahead and put the video out and put another video out when I get the center 4 mounted. But yeah, let me get working on this thing. Alrighty, well, I got my rear 2 on and loosely wired up. I mean, it's still all on the ground, but showed y'all. Got one there. Oops. One there. Got the wire all ran and zip tied down the frame. Got this side on, all ran down the frame. I figured out I'm gonna put if I have enough time, I'm going to go ahead and put 6 of them on tonight. I figured there's this body mount right here. I'm going to go ahead and just zip tie them to the body mount for tonight, and then pick up some steel later on in the week, and then this coming up weekend, mount the 2 in the center where I want to mount them. But I got them wired up. Oh, duh. I don't have them plugged in. Alright, plugged it back in temporarily. Here's one of them. I got this one mounted, I think, more out than the other one. I messed up mounting them. And I got this one over here. This one's more, I think this one's more up and downwards. I think the one on the other side I got more facing out. But there's two of them. And figured out where I'm going to mount the front two. I'm going to mount them up in this general vicinity right here. Took the airbox out, and I got enough room where I can put one right here. It's basically going to be firing, I guess, more back. But then I got a spot right here that I can mount it. Right there. So there's where I'm going to mount the front two. It'll be roughly in the same spot. And then I'm going to zip tie the other two on. And I'll probably show that where I got them zip tied for now. Like I said, later on in the week, I'm going to physically, mount them to the side of the frame. I'm going to mount two to each side of the frame. And I'll get some steel and probably tack some brackets on the outside. And bolt them to the bracket with a piece of angle iron. So, yeah, I'll be back. Whew. Alrighty, finally done. And I got all the tools up already. That took a lot longer than I thought, and I'm still technically not done yet because I got two more to mount. I only got 6 of them mounted out of 8, and 2 of them are only mounted with the zip ties right now. Whew. But it took a lot longer. I started at about 3 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Main thing was routing the wires wasn't too bad, but figuring out where to put them is probably what took me the longest. Anyway, recap. Got the module right here. Got the ground running back to a ground on the fender. Got the power going all the way over to the switch box. Whew. There's one right there. And I got one roughly the same location on the other side. Got the wire ran over the fender, down over the frame. The other ones ran up under the center front cross member that's under the motor, and then brought up over the frame. Right there, you can see there's 2 lines right there. And then the 2 in the center, which are mounted only temporarily, I have zip tied to the body mount. I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to get some angle iron, some angle, and pick 2 spots on the frame, probably somewhere right here, and then somewhere a little bit up there, and tack them. Well, I say tack them. Put about 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of weld in different spots all the way around it to the side of the frame, and then bolt those to that. But that's where it is right now. Same thing on the other side. Got the wires ran over that cross member right up there from the other side, even from the other wheel. And then ones in the backs are right up there, bolted down through the front bed. And then got them both running down over the corner, down the frame, or down the fuel lines on this side, and then to the frame on the other side. And I got 2 holes in my bed liner. And I'm not going to do the Bluetooth right now, but I'll get a picture outside here in a minute. But, yeah. Yeah, this one's on. Yeah, I'll get a picture outside here in a minute. But, Right now I'm using the RF remote, and I gotta reset my radio because I had to take the battery out to put the one on the passenger side. Off, on, green, purple, pure white. I'll show this outside. This is what's good about this one. It's RGBW. It has pure white. And of course it has this flashing function, strobe your eyes out, epilepsy warning. But yeah, so let me get this officially shut down, and I'll get outside and show you final part of it in semi-dark. I'm not going to go too far, and we got a pretty bright light outside, so. But anyway, it'll still give you a picture of it. And there it is. Should be on all the way bright. Double check. Yeah, it's all the way bright. But there it is so far. I still got to get 2 more on there. I got to get 2 more on in the center, and then I'm going to buy 2 more extras and put 1 in the very front and then 1 in the very back. And that should light up the whole underneath of the truck. Well, I thought before I left I'll do some of the other things, and I think I got disconnected. Oh, duh, I was pressing red again. There's green, there's blue, there's the pure white. You notice how it's pure white and you don't get all the other colors mixed into it. And of course you got all the different colors in between. And of course you got the strobe, and you can slow it down and speed it up. Got the flashy strobe, got the smooth strobe. Actually, this is a strobe. You got more disco, and you can make it go as fast as you want to. More epilepsy. Speed it up, slow it down. But yeah, pure white, blue, red, and green, and then everything in between. So yeah, for real this time. Talk to y'all later.